As you can see, we're getting ready for another adventure. It's nasty outside, but we're gonna make it do it too. So, welcome to the vlog. Just wanted to come in and open it up for you guys, and let's get ready to travel. Back to the channel. So if you saw the little bit of footage that I just showed you, I am actually on the road for work. I'm currently in Florida. I'm not gonna say what part of Florida because I'm still here, and this will be posted while I'm still here, but I'm here for like, we'll say 2 days, for about 2 days, see some patients. I just checked into my hotel room, and I just wanted to stop and tell y'all about one of the newest things that I realized at the airport. So because I do travel often, not only because of my job, but just in general, like I just love to travel, I had finally just went on ahead and decided to just go ahead and do my global entry in TSA, which you can get TSA pre-check by itself, but because I do travel internationally quite a bit as well, I just decided to get the global entry that includes the TSA, and they're both good for 5 years. And it was only like 100 and I want to say, I think it was like 125, because I got it a couple months ago when they were running a special. I think it's usually like 170, 180 or something like that, but I actually got it for like 125. This was in the first week of January, and the only reason why I remember is because I was actually converting over to my new job. I actually got hired through a company, like a contract with the current job I'm with, but they actually wanted to bring me on as a full-time employee. I converted over the first week of January of this year. So during that time, we were having like a lot of IT issues in the classroom and stuff. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go in here and see what they talk about. So while I was in class waiting for IT people to fix up my, well, not just mine, but the classes, like passwords and stuff, I went on ahead, I applied for it. I would probably say about 2, maybe 3 weeks later, I did get that email that my application had moved on to the next step. So you will have to go into global entry if you do it this way. You'll set up a profile, you'll enter your information, you'll do your payment, and then they will send you an email once they notify you that all the information that they require you to upload has been processed and ready for the next step. So the next step after that is actually a face-to-face interview. Now, this is the part that was tricky. So I got the notification on a Thursday evening. I'll never forget it. I was actually still on the clock at work. So this had to be about 4:30-ish. I got the email that my application was processed, approved, and now I can move on to the next step, which was setting up an appointment. Now, appointments are scarce. I'm telling you, they're scarce, especially if you're in a big city. I live in Atlanta. There was nothing in Atlanta, nothing in Charlotte, nothing in Savannah. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. There was nothing in Columbus, nothing in Cleveland, nothing in Cincinnati, nothing in Detroit, nothing in Indiana. Like, when I tell you, I was looking like all the closest cities. Then I went to the closest states. Then I went a little bit further out because I'm like, at least if I go to Ohio, I can see my family, some of my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was thinking. Go to Indiana, same thing. Virginia, same thing. I even looked at New York. Okay, even looked at New York. Nothing. Looked in Cali, like San Diego, LA. Nothing for months. Now, granted, I didn't necessarily need it right away, but I wanted to have it and get it taken care of as soon as possible. Because the end of the year, I do have 2 big trips where I will be going out of the country. One of them is Costa Rica. Another one is going to be the south of France, where we'll be going to like 3 or 4 different parts in the south of France. That's the one I really wanted it for. So they're like, oh, there's nothing until August, there's nothing until September, there's nothing until November. Okay, my trip is at the end of, one is the end of August, the other one is like literally almost 2 weeks to the day after in September. So it's like, I need mine a little quicker. So I kept looking. I refreshed and Mobile, Alabama popped up. for that Saturday at 8 a.m. Look at God, okay? So I called my homegirl who I knew was from Alabama. I was like, hey, you want to take a good road trip with me? I got to go to Mobile to get my da-da-da. She said, I'm down, let me know. She was like, you want to meet me at my house or you want me to meet you at yours? I said, well, it's on the way to your house, so I'll just, after work, clock out, bring my little bag. I just stay at your house, get up, hit the road. I got to be there at 8 o'clock. Bet. Honey, had a whole nice little road trip. Went in there, arrived at 7:55 a.m. I got called back at 8:10 a.m. I was walking out by 8:25, approved for everything. He said, this is your number. Go ahead and upload it in all your apps. You'll get your actual card that you need in the mail within 1 to 2 weeks. Have a good day. Like literally, like that's how quick the process was. As long as there's no issues, no problems, like your passport's not getting ready to expire within the allotted time, you're pretty much going to get approved. Like, it's just that simple. So thank God I did, because it seemed like as soon as I got approved for TSA pre-check, the TSA lines in Atlanta have been crazy, or the regular lines in Atlanta have been crazy, like absolutely crazy. So was able to go through TSA. Well, when I just flew my last event, which was the beginning of last week, I was flying into Memphis. And when I was checking into my flight, there was this thing where my app asked me, do you want digital ID? I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. I didn't even read it. I just, do you want digital ID? Okay, sure. Got it. Scanned my face. Good. I get to the airport the next morning. They're like, oh, you have TSA digital. You go this way. So I'm just like, oh, so it's not the regular pre-check line? She said, you go this way. It's a whole lot quicker. Baby, when I tell you I breezed through the TSA line. You hear me? Breezed through it. You'll see people holding signs and it'll say pre-check or digital ID. And you just go to them, you just show them your thing that it says digital ID. They'll escort you and tell you which way to go. Honey, same thing today. I was flying into Florida, and it's only certain airports that are offering it now. I think from what I've read, it's a pilot. So it's mainly a lot of the bigger airports that are piloting it now. So if you are like Atlanta, Chicago, Columbus, LAX, you know, just one of the bigger, JFK, probably LaGuardia, one of those bigger type airports, when you go to check in for your flight, if it asks you for digital ID, all it does is just scan your face. It's just like if you was to open up your phone with your face. That's all it really is. And then it saves it. So every time you check in, if you're going to an airport that offers it, it'll ask, would you like digital ID? If that's the case, you breeze right on through the TSA line. You also, when you get to the line, it's just the same thing. You stand on this little circle and it just scans your face to make sure it matches, and it'll bring up all your information there. Now they also have an app where you need to download your ID because they still have to verify it's you. So if you have apps on your phone, if you have your passport, go ahead and put your passport information in there, because that's all I have for mine. Like, I don't even have to hand out my ID anymore or anything, because my passport info is in there, which attaches my picture already and all my information. I don't even have to pull out my driver's license no more. Like, the only time I have to pull it out is when I'm first checking in, like if I'm dropping off a bag. Other than that, they don't even ask me for my ID no more, like at all. So make sure that y'all are signing up, getting your points for flying, your points for hotels, your points for rental cars. Like, these are, I'm gonna do a video of just simple tips and tricks that I do, but make sure that y'all are paying attention to what y'all are doing, because instead of having to, and when I tell you, now mind you, I live at least a good 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic, from Atlanta's airport. I left my house today at like 10 till 7. Literally 10 till 7, and it was raining and nasty outside. I parked my car on off-lot parking, so I had to take the shuttle. I got to where I parked my car about 7:31. By the time I actually got to the airport, it was like, I want to say about 7:45ish. By the time I waited for the shuttle went and picked up other people and then drove us to, you know, our gate. It's probably about 7:45. By the time I got through TSA and everything, got on the train, got to my gate, it was literally, I want to say 8:10, 8:15, and we started boarding at 9:30. Like, that's just how quick. Now, had I been in that regular line, I might have missed my flight. I'm just gonna be all the way out. Even if I was in the regular TSA line, I probably still would have been cutting it, because even just a regular TSA pre-check line was low-key out of control this morning. So look into the TSA pre-check digital ID. I'm telling you, it's, like I said, it's in the pilot now. It's in the pilot stages. I'm assuming they're just trying to see how it works. But for me, the last, as when I went there, came back here, the last 3 times that I've had to go to the airport. Now the one coming back from Memphis, they didn't have it. But luckily their regular TSA line was short. So leaving Atlanta, going to Memphis, and then leaving Atlanta today, coming to Florida, it was such a breeze. And both times the lines were long, regular line and regular TSA pre-check. But that TSA pre-check digital, baby, people was looking at me like, where the hell is she going? Like, how's she walking past all of us? If she TSA, what the hell she got? And then they noticed that people were holding up the sign. I could hear people say, well, what's digital ID? What's pre-check digital ID? I'm telling you, sign up for it. If you don't have TSA pre-check, if you don't travel globally a lot, don't worry about global entry. But I'm telling you, it's so worth it to have TSA pre-check, especially now that they're going to start this digital ID thing. Especially if you're in a area that is very, very, very busy. If you're a major hub, I'm guaranteeing they're going to have it. The more smaller airports, it'll probably be hit or miss. But starting off, I know all the heavy hitter airports are going to have that TSA pre-check digital ID. So go ahead, apply for TSA pre-check. It's not like, it's not difficult at all. Like, it's TSA pre-check. I think just the regular pre-check is either $50 to $75, and it's good for 5 years. Just get it. Like, even if you don't travel that much, when you do, it helps out so much. Especially if you're on a time crunch, especially for all my travelers, like that work, like travel and work, get it. It's worth it. You know, a lot of people say get clear, get clear, get clear. I had clear before. I didn't particularly care for it. I just didn't particularly care for it, but that's just me. You might like clear, you know. I mean, I would just go online and just research, but if nothing else, get TSA pre-check. Get TSA pre-check. But I didn't want to stay on here long. I just wanted to come on here and tell you that little bit of tidbit information. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We're getting ready for this next work week. But make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Make sure you click that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. If you want more tips on traveling, especially for like healthcare workers or just travel in general. Like I said, I travel domestically and internationally. So if you just want any tips, tricks, anything in particular, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you have TSA pre-check already, if you have global entry, if you have clear. Let me know your experiences. Make sure you drop those below. I would love to hear from you all. If there's anything that you have a question about, like I said, please don't hesitate to drop it in the questions and comments. I can't talk, I'm tired. Make sure you drop the questions in the comments below and I will make sure to answer them. For right now, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here so I can start getting my stuff together for my work week. But until next time, bye.